Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest transfer stories for FC Barcelona. We start with Clement Lenglet, as it has been reported that Tottenham Hotspur are waiting for Barca to terminate the defender's contract so that they can sign him for free. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about this young star for Barca, Aleix Garrido, as it has been reported that the Barcelona starlet is excited about pre-season with the first team. As he said, spend weeks with your idols is great. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Like last month, Tottenham Hotspur confirmed that Clement Lenglet will be returning to FC Barcelona after the expiry of his loan contract, but talks were understood to be continuing in the background over a possible permanent transfer. In fact, some reports even suggested that the defender and the London club had reached an agreement in principle over his contract terms, but the talks of a transfer have gone quiet recently, casting doubts about whether Spurs do intend to sign him or not. But the Premier League giants are waiting it out for Barca to possibly terminate his contract so that they can sign the defender on a free transfer this summer, according to reports from AS. The Spanish news publication claims Deco is currently working on two important files right now as Barcelona look to reduce their salary mass. One of them is Lenglet, who is coming on the back of a relatively impressive loan spell at Spurs. Tottenham were understood to be keen on a permanent transfer, but there was a difference in the valuation of the player between the two clubs. And the Lily Whites are now hoping that the Catalans will now terminate his contract, much like they did with Samuel Umtiti 2 days ago, which will enable them to sign the defender on a free transfer this summer. The idea of Barca handing Lenglet a letter of freedom is not so far-fetched either. After returning to Camp Nou this summer, the defender is entitled to a figure of around €16 million next season in the form of wages. That would greatly burden Barcelona, especially given the current economic situation. With that in mind, the Blaugrana might not rule out the possibility of terminating the contract of the former Sevilla man, who has no future at the club right now. FC Barcelona, though, could always wait around for other suitors. Lenglet, after all, has enjoyed a good season in the Premier League, which is bound to attract interest. There is a possibility the club could lower the demands for the defender, so it will be interesting to see how things transpire in the coming weeks. Of course, Clement Lenglet has been one of those players rumored for an exit at Barcelona amid interest from Tottenham Hotspur, who initially were of the idea of sending him back to Tottenham, but of course it didn't work out. Tottenham Hotspur, of course, have been showing interest, but the fact is the valuation of the player has been a problem. For Barca and Tottenham to come to a middle ground has not been easy. And of course, Tottenham, who have been insisting that they have but 5 million for Lenglet for a permanent signature, but Barca have refused that they need at least 10 million euros for the player. So there is still a little bit of disagreement on that matter. And of course, Barcelona, in a situation where sales are very compulsory in order to comply with financial fair play, as well as signing new players and registering them of utmost importance, Barca, their hands are tied. If you ask me personally, I would say the club right now are desperate, right? We know that we need to sign players. We need to strengthen the squad. We need to be going ahead. We're not going but one step ahead, two steps behind. It shouldn't go like that. So players like Tottenham, like Lenglet, of course, all of us, the fans, we hope that Lenglet should be sold. And I don't think Barca should keep dragging and dragging and dragging. Honestly, Lenglet is a player who is out of form. He hasn't been great. His loan spell at Tottenham wasn't the best, even though he was playing a lot of games, but he was not great. He was not spectacular as a centre-back. If not, maybe Xavi could have been considering bringing him back to the club. But Ever since, Lenglet have never been a possibility to return. So, as it stands right now, reports are saying that Tottenham are hoping that Barca can terminate his contract like they did with Umtiti some 2 days ago. And of course, hoping that things will go well for Tottenham for them to sign him for free. But honestly, I don't think Laporta can ever make that mistake of doing such. Honestly, I think it will be a very terrible thing because Barca themselves, they need something. They need some cash. They need something in their accounts. And I don't think it makes sense that the club will just, just terminate his contract, knowing fully well that, honestly, they always say half bread is better than none. So why would Barca go and terminate Lenglet's contract when they know Tottenham have already pledged for 5 million for the player? So 5 million is far better than 0 million. So I think it would be better for Barca to push for that deal to go through because it's all about wasting time. And I don't see Tottenham Hotspur. Honestly, I don't see them going for Barca's own request for paying 10 million because honestly, Lenglet is really out of form and I don't see why they should be buying him for such. So Barca shouldn't expect Tottenham to comply because right now Tottenham are even begging that they should terminate the contract so that they can get the player for free. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. Speaking in an interview, Barcelona youngster Aleix Garrido has claimed that he is looking forward to participating in the pre-season camp with the senior team later this month. Garrido, a product of the club's La Masia youth setup, is said to be called up to the pre-season tour of the USA by manager Xavi Hernandez. The 19-year-old midfielder is a player that the manager likes a lot and has praised before, especially because of the teenager's final pass. Xavi handed Garrido his first team debut with Barca late last season against Elche in April, and reports suggest that the starlet could have an improved role come next season. Much will depend on the midfielder's performances in pre-season, for which is clearly excited. As he said, it's one thing to be called up one day and another to spend weeks with your idols to get to know them and battle with them in training and in matches to make a place for yourself, Garrido said. The midfielder, who is currently away with the Spain under-19 national team at the UEFA under-19 European Championship, reflected on the 2022-23 season. He said, "I am very happy with the season, with the debut with the first team, which has been the best thing, but there have been many other things like getting experience with the reserve team, and now it will be incredible to make the European Championship," he said. Garrido recently signed a new contract with Barca, which keeps him at the club for 2 more seasons. The deal came with a mammoth €400 million release clause. When asked for his thoughts on the massive clause amount, the teenager said, "It's scary, really scary. This was nobody signs me. It's going well. I have no complaints. It's a way of ensuring that I'll stay here for 2 more years." So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.